While a majority of Virginia voters said yes on Tuesday, the Commonwealth Supreme Court still could say no.
News 4's Drew Wilder explains why the referendum to redraw Virginia's congressional districts this year, giving Democrats an advantage, is not a done deal.
The voters have spoken, but were they answering a question that was illegal to ask? Virginia Supreme Court will hear oral arguments on Monday regarding the legality of Democrats' redistricting referendum, which voters passed by a 4-point margin on Tuesday. Speaker of the House Don Scott says the referendum was legal, and he believes it will prevail in the Commonwealth's High Court.
Because at the end of the day, unlike Texas, North Carolina, Missouri, where the legislature just did it by a vote, we actually sent this to the people, and the people made the decision.
Republicans argue otherwise and have made several legal challenges to the Democratic-led redistricting. On Monday, the court will take up 2 questions about how the General Assembly moved the referendum through the legislature. And then, just last night, a circuit court judge in rural Virginia also ruled that Democrats moved too quickly in putting the referendum in front of voters, violating the state constitution. The judge ordering the special election results not be certified and that congressional districts not be altered.
The biggest ruling from yesterday in the Tazewell Circuit Court was that the second passage by the General Assembly of the proposed constitutional amendment on January 19th of this year was not 90 days before it was submitted to the voters on March 6th when voting opened for the referendum.
Former Virginia Attorney General, Republican Ken Cuccinelli, believes the Supreme Court will rule against Democrats on either of the 2 issues before it on Monday. But if Democrats prevail, the court could then have to address the newest issue that came up last night. Speaker Scott says Republicans took their case to that rural judge knowing they'd get this outcome.
They went out for home cooking. And so at the end of the day, nothing that the judge did yesterday is surprising.
Historically, courts have been hesitant to overrule the will of the voters, which is why the messaging from Democrats today is that the referendum win was strong. A larger margin than Glenn Youngkin won the governor's office, Democrats are saying. But remember, it was the Supreme Court of Virginia that allowed the election to move forward in the first place, saying it was because there wasn't much time before the midterms. And even then, the Supreme Court said it had serious concerns about how we got here. So while, yes, the voters have spoken, the Supreme Court still needs to decide if the legislature violated the state constitution beforehand. Reporting in Northern Virginia, Drew Wilder, News 4.